Yo, what's up guys? My name is Sawyer Hartman and I'm joined with two of my friends today. This is
Robert,
Cody, and today, as we promised, we wanted to do a what's in our camera bags. As you guys know, we've been in Hawaii for like the last week shooting photography, video stuff, and a lot of people want to know what gear we shoot on, and the answer is it varies like every single day. So we figured instead of one of us doing a what's in my camera bag, all of us would do it to kind of show you all the different worlds you can live in. Also, a little side note, there's Sam Evans is supposed to be here, our other friend, but he had to go shoot something for GoPro up in the mountains in snow somewhere. I'm sorry, I'm sure it's cold. We love you, buddy. But this trip, he's just shooting on GoPro, so that's all he would have mentioned. To start off this video, my name's Sawyer Hartman, and I'm a filmmaker mostly, as well as a travel blogger.
The first principle is not to fool yourself, and you are the easiest person to fool. You need to be very careful about that.
my name is Robert Strok. I'm a visual storyteller. I mainly focus on photography, but as of recent, I've been doing a lot of video as well.
And I'm Cody Buffinton, exploring with Cody, and I'm a YouTuber, travel vlogger, and mostly abandoned explorer.
If you're not a photographer, if you don't aspire to make content like we do, if you genuinely don't want to know about camera gear, just stop watching this video and come back tomorrow. We'll be back exploring volcanoes or some crazy shit. So for today, we're literally just going to focus on camera gear. So if you're an aspiring photographer, filmmaker, daily vlogger, or you just like camera gear or us, then this is the video for you. Like we said before, no camera gear is perfect. It really depends on what you're doing. So I'll let Rob start, but I want us to tell everybody like what we had in mind when we packed our bags, like what our specific needs were for this trip that led us to choose this gear.
I wanted to focus a little bit more on video, getting some good, smooth, stable shots, as well as once in a while taking some photos because I know the locations here in Hawaii are beautiful.
My trip, I usually focus on stable shots and video, and I want to do the opposite this trip and focus more on photography, but still have like the ability to take video if I want to. So that's how I landed on this guy.
I actually kind of did the same thing. I wanted to do more photography since Hawaii is beautiful, so I actually packed a photography camera as well as a video camera. So you'll see those in a minute.
Just whatever camera bodies you got in your bag.
My main one, what I do photo and video and most of my stuff on, is the Canon 1DX Mark II. Amazing camera. It's like my partner in crime. Take it everywhere with me. So that's one of my bodies. And then I have a Gopro Hero 5. That's more for action stuff, underwater stuff. And then I also have a Sony RX100 Mark IV, actually Mark V, and this is what I use for vlogging, or if I want to just quickly throw something in my pocket and have a camera with me that produces good quality video and photo. This is the camera I go with. One
camera body that I have, obviously for my vlogging setup, I did a whole video on it like 2 weeks ago, Canon M5, which is on the tripod recording this right now. I also have an 11 to 22 millimeter lens on that with a Sennheiser broken microphone. So for camera bodies, I as well have a partner in crime, Parul, my Canon 1DX Mark II. It's been through hell and back. Yeah, everything he said. Shoots 4K 60 frames, 120 frames per second in 1080, as well as doing an insane like 16 photos a second, which makes like lava shots Crazy. And stuff like a lot easier. All of my photos, all of my slow motion, this thing like never leaves my side. Because I do not have an underwater housing for this guy yet, I carry a GoPro Hero 4 Black Edition. I also carry a G7X Mark II.
So this is the Sony A7S Mark II. The reason I have this camera is because it's insanely good at low light. The thing about this camera though, however, is that it's not the best at photos. The A7R is the better photo camera. Photos, I also carry the Canon 5D Mark III, which is a great photo camera. So also in this bag, which is amazing, is I can carry a drone in this bag as well as my camera body.
I've never had
either. A GoPro Hero 4, that's all. That's it.
So you're with me, vlogging camera, main camera, vlogging camera, main camera, and then you have video camera, photo camera, drone.
Exactly.
Yeah, we all got GoPros.
Yeah, we all got GoPros. Okay, cool. Next part, love this part, lenses. The reason I carry so many lenses, it would be very easy for me to carry, say, like a 24 to 70 millimeter and have like a lot of my bases covered. But what I try to do, and I'll get to that later with my piece of advice, but I like lenses that shoot one thing and one thing only very, very well. And I carry one of each of those for all of my needs rather than one lens that does everything, because I think it looks a little better. This chunky little bitch is the Canon Cinema Prime 14mm. It is a 14mm super wide angle with like 0 distortion. Next I have this even chunkier dude, Canon 50mm Cinema Prime, super fast lens. It's like T1.3, super sharp, great color. But again, these two lenses are super expensive, and if I didn't already own the whole kit for movies and stuff, I wouldn't be shooting on them. Then my newest, quickest, like most favorite lens ever for photos is the $1,000 Sigma 35mm 1.4 art lens. If you go look at my Instagram, like every single photo that I posted from this trip was on this lens, and I didn't want to get it for a long time because a lot of people use it, and then I got it, and now I see exactly why they do. I have a 100mm Canon Macro 2.8 L series. This lens for me is like perfect for portraits of people, as well as like showing little things with really good detail. Autofocus is super fast, depth of field is great, and the color is good. This is probably my second favorite lens next to the 35. Then we have the 16 to 35mm Canon 2.8 L series. The reason I carry this as well as the 14mm, the 16 to 35 is like every photographer's like go-to, like simple, easy thing for like getting your feet hanging off a cliff and out of a helicopter and stuff. So I always carry this because it kind of gives like a really easy, good image, like really consistently. Last lens, like I'm not even gonna talk about this. This is just a freaking kit 18 to 135 that I keep for my vlogging camera for time lapses and like showing close-ups and stuff. The Canon 70 to 200 2.8 L series, not image stabilized. I am going to be trading it very soon for that. And then for this lens, I carry a 2x converter that makes this a 140mm to 400mm lens. Ben Brown told me about it. It's great for wildlife, great for zooming in on people's faces when you don't want them to know you're showing them, and all other sketchy stuff like that.
I didn't even realize how many lenses you had in there.
I try not to think about it.
How's your back doing?
It's fine. It's just a little sore.
Alright, so I do not have as many lenses as Sawyer does. I only brought 3 this trip, tried to keep it kind of light. So the first one I have is a Tamron 24 to 70. Now the Canon 24 to 70 is amazing, super sharp, but this one has image stabilization, and when I'm hand holding video, this is the lens I go for. It's a good all-around lens, like Sawyer was saying. 24 to 70 is a perfect range. And then I got 2 Sigma art lenses, one which Sawyer mentioned, which is the Sigma 35 art lens. It goes down to an aperture of 1.4, get great depth of field, as well as really, really sharp lens. Sigma's art series is fantastic if you guys are looking for lenses within a good budget. And then on my actual camera right now, I have the Sigma 20mm lens. This is a great lens that gets you that wide angle look, but it doesn't have distortion in the corners. Great price, curved glass,
It's
and
1.4
fantastic
as
glass.
well,
Yeah, it's 1.4. So that's all the lenses I have. All my other camera stuff has built-in stuff. So
You make your photos look that sick with 3 lenses?
yeah, 3 lenses is all you need.
That's all you need, man.
I'm accepting donations.
So my setup is a little different. It's kind of more based for video than it is for photo. So the lens that's on here is the 16 to 35. It's f4. They're actually making an 2.8, which is coming out soon. I'll be upgrading to that. The reason I have is because it's good for vlogging. It's good wide angle. I use the A7S for vlogging, so why not? But also, on the Canon 5D, I also have a 16 to 35, but this one is actually a Tokina. And the reason I have it is just because it's cheaper. It's the cheaper option of the Canon glass. The Canon one's maybe like 1600. This was like 500. But also, as well as him, I have the, what is this? The Tamron 24 to 70. It's the cheaper version of the Canon one, and it's better for video because it has image stabilization. Also, I recently just bought this, which is a Metabones adapter. It lets you put all these Canon lenses on my Sony camera, so I didn't have to buy a bunch more lenses, and it works out perfectly.
We're not going to go through all the accessories like card readers and chargers and stuff. That stuff's given. You know the cameras don't work without that. But the cameras that we use, especially myself with the 1DX, you do need some accessories if you want to be able to use it in the way that we use it. Through my eyes and short films and stuff, I've always used the HD 4000 Glide Cam. This is Devin Graham's signature model. He redesigned it, fixed a bunch of shit that needed to be fixed, and it's absolutely amazing. I can balance like my 1DX, I can balance like my Red camera, everything fits on this. Super small, lightweight, and it gets me consistent, consecutively amazing smooth shots. Okay, I got this for my vlogging camera. It's made by Polar Pro. A lot of you guys were asking about this in my vlogging camera setup video, but it's like a GorillaPod, but it also like can extend like a kind of like ridiculous amount for a DSLR.
Oh my
So it's like a selfie stick, and then it also is a tripod. So like I use this a lot because like I can like vlog on it, but I can also set it down and get sick time lapses and stuff, and like put it up tall so that the camera's at eye level. Really cool selfie stick. I bought it at Best Buy for $35. I always travel with a polarizer filter, even though I've never once used it. And I use an ND filter, a variable ND filter from Tiffin. Basically just cuts light out of the camera so that I can do like time lapses or long exposures during the day. Because Canon's in the Stone Age and refuses to give us what we want, I have an intervalometer for time lapses because it's the 1980s. This little wireless transmitter that goes on the side of my 1DX, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And that allows me to send photos to my phone and stuff like that. $350 underwater housing made by Fantasy. This basically just holds a G7X or an RX100. It gives you access to all the controls. Until a company gives me an underwater housing for my 1DX, this is kind of what I use underwater. But I'm so ready and excited to hopefully one day switch over to the 1DX.
Alright, so going with my accessories, the first one I got is the DJI Ronin M. This is the stabilizer that I use. I hate carrying it around, it's super heavy, but when I get home and I see the shots that it produces, it's always worth it. So it's a little bit of a backbreaker, but the shots are wonderful on there. I just throw my 1DX with whatever lens I choose, and I follow people around. Pretty easy to set up. The shots are definitely always worth it.
Didn't you say though, just for them, like if you are rocking a 1DX, that it's like barely balanceable?
Yeah, it's barely, like once the battery gets below 30%, the 1DX kind of starts tilting left and right.
I have the full size one of those at home, and it's so heavy that I never carry it anywhere. So
Yeah,
that's probably the way to
the
go.
M is the smaller one, but still, like, for professional use, the bigger one's definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I got is just a Rode microphone. If I decide to record some audio, some people talking, and I want to throw that on my 1DX instead of like my RX100, I just have the Rode Video Mic Go, I think it is, which doesn't need a battery, don't need to turn it on, it's always recording.
So my favorite accessory is my little tripod that I carry everywhere with me. It's got this very small little quick release plate. It goes on super easy, and I love it because it has the pistol grip. So you know, and this thing also goes up. So if you don't have a friend traveling with you, you know, maybe get a tripod like this, put a 10-second timer on, run out there like I do, and then you're good to go. Also, I have the Rode Video Mic Pro on here with an extra little windsock because sometimes when you're on islands, it's extra windy because all the wind coming off of the ocean. I have this portable charger by, who is it? Anchor. Not only does it charge my phone, but it also charges my camera, which is pretty cool. Intervalometer for 5D.
Why?
5D needs it
Come on,
for
kid.
time lapses. What's funny is that I was just thinking about how you said you didn't go to school for any of this. I actually learned all about photography from videos just like this.
Yeah, me too.
Like this is literally the type of video I'd watch, and I learned all my stuff on YouTube before experiencing it in school. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's
Like,
kinda
none of us
cool.
went to school, we learned
Yeah.
it kind of
Yeah,
on our own.
So
it's really
this
cool.
type of video is like perfect. I'm so glad that we're able to
Yeah.
make this now.
Yeah. We really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure Cody's channel's down below, Cody Buffinton. Check him out. He's an awesome daily vlogger. We're trying to get him over 1 million so that he never has to have another job and he can just be on YouTube.
Then maybe
with
I
us
can
forever.
get those red lenses.
Rob Strok. Go check him out on Instagram as well as YouTube now. He's just an amazing content creator and stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed this like kind of honest discussion amongst filmmakers and photographers for you. If you did, please make sure to share with a friend who might want this information. Give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my content. Anyway, we love you guys very much. And actually, I think my girlfriend has one piece of camera advice for you as well. Hold on.
Angelique!
Baby! Oh, right through the wall. What's your advice for cameras for them?
Know the lenses and know if it has a red ring around it because it's good.
There you go.
And 1DX is always good too.
It sounds like a
It sounds
brainwash
ridiculous.
dude.
No.
Please subscribe. Camera gear out.